Hello viewers! This video is a deep dive into what it's like to make YouTube your full-time job. Keep watching to see why I mentioned my friend Emma and what she has to do with all of this. It is Sunday, September 7th, 2025, and on this week's edition of Sunday Sofa Time, we're talking about why I've stopped watching Emma cruises.
Just like the wind, just let it pass through, just let it pass you.
Alright, just to clear something up right away in the beginning of this video, I have no problem with Emma. I still consider us friends. I just wrote to her a couple minutes ago, and I think she makes great cruise content, and of course, the other things she's created, like the books and the app, they're fantastic. But yeah, I don't really watch her videos anymore. And before I go into the deep dive of explaining to you why, let me just introduce myself. I'm Morgan from the very unofficial travel guides. I've been making travel videos now for over 15 years of popular and not so popular tourist destinations to give you a very honest, unofficial look at what it's like to be there. And without trying to brag, I'm one of the people who's been doing this for longer than just about anybody else on YouTube. I now have over 1,500 videos online. Only a very small handful of them are members only videos. Everything else is completely free to watch for everybody else out there. And since shortly before COVID, making this content on the internet and posting things on Facebook and sometimes on Instagram. Oh, and writing a book of travel stories and a travel guide and book of travel stories that are available on Amazon now. All that is basically what I've been doing full-time since around COVID. Perfect timing when I made that decision. My first video online was me and my best buddy Collie at an amusement park in Sweden, joking about this slow-moving boat ride around radioactive green rabbits. I made a couple other videos about amusement park visits. I made an entire guide to Disney World and how a Disney vacation, I'm gonna say, worked back then, which was so much different than it is now, unfortunately. And those Disney videos eventually got noticed by Google and YouTube back then, and that's how I got invited into the partner program, which was way different back then than it is now. And that kind of, in a way, sort of like launched my YouTube career then. Shortly after that, I started calling my channel The Very Unofficial Travel Guides, yeah, and then I started making weekly videos, and now I make basically 2 videos a week, every week. My most recent videos have been about the Star of the Seas, the newest, biggest cruise ship from Royal Caribbean, and there are a lot of other videos about Star of the Seas going online at the moment. So far, the one that seems to be most interesting to people is one where I talk about interesting behavior I witnessed on board the ship and not actually about the ship. And all that is kind of a factor in the title of this video. My first cruise videos were about the Monarch of the Seas, and on that cruise we visited Coco Cay, or Coco Key, however you want to say it, which was so much different back then than it is now. And last summer when I cruised on the Utopia of the Seas, I visited Coco Cay again for the first time and made a comparison video. Also, a lot of people have found that video interesting, and it was really interesting to make. And my original Coco Cay video was the first video I had that got over 100,000 views, and I think it now has over 500,000 views, so like 500,000 people have watched that video. And I know there are a lot of other videos online that have way many more clicks, but to me, 500,000 people, that's a lot. And it makes me happy to know that the Very Unofficial Travel Guides all together now has been seen by 23 million people around the world. It's also really hard sometimes to accept the fact that I've created something that 23 million people have enjoyed, and I'm not living in a palace. Can you imagine if the 23 million clicks all earned me like even 50 cents a click? Unfortunately, that is far, far from the case. So why am I telling you all this? Why am I giving you a history of my time here on YouTube? Why don't I get to the point? Well, I guess I'm gonna get to the point now, and that is, over these 15 years, and especially over the last 5 years, YouTube has changed a lot, and one of the biggest factors is now basically anybody can join the YouTube Partner Program and try to make money or try to make a living from doing it. Originally, YouTube was just a place where you posted videos. You posted things that you personally wanted other people to see. When I was originally posting videos on YouTube, it was literally just so I had a way to show my family and friends who live in the United States what I was up to, where I had been, things that I thought were cool. You know, however many years ago, we used to get together and go through photo albums, and YouTube was originally like the original digital video photo album for free for everybody. But now it has turned into a business, and a possible business, for some people an extremely lucrative business. I don't really count to that category, but it's going okay. And so the motivation for the creation of the content that goes online on YouTube has now totally changed. I don't think there really are very many people uploading videos to YouTube now because they just experience something that they want to share with people that they know. I'm going to say probably like 98% of the people uploading videos to YouTube nowadays are because they want to get as many clicks as possible
and earn that cash.
Get that money, honey.
I'm one of them. And because of this new incentive, each day, 500 new cruise content creators show up on YouTube. According to a study I just made up in my head. I don't know if it's really 500. It's probably way less than that. In the past 5 years especially, there have been so many new channels appearing. Some have become extremely successful really quickly, and so many of them are making really great videos about cruising and about travel. Why certain channels are leaps and bounds above other channels that, in my opinion, sometimes make better content or are more interesting or more engaging, I don't know. There are some channels out there that I've seen where I just think, huh? This is what people like to watch nowadays? And sometimes it really puzzles me. And I know you're asking, okay, but Morgan, why are you not watching Emma's videos anymore? And I'm gonna tell you the reason why now. It's because I don't watch anybody's videos anymore. I do spend a lot of time watching YouTube videos, but I'm gonna say probably 2% of the videos that I watch are travel or cruise content related. So let me say it again. It's not that I'm against Emma or her videos. I just used her as an example, and she gave me permission. Thank you, Emma. By the way, she's currently staying in one of those really cool studio inside cabins on NCL. So go check out her Instagram and watch her upcoming videos if you want to see what that's like. I feel like more ships need to have solutions like this for solo travelers. When you do what I do and have to come up with ideas for 2 or more videos a week, every week, and when you're running things on your own, like I am, I book all my own travel, I find the deals, I book my flights, I come up with my ideas for the videos, I edit everything together, I film everything myself, I create my own thumbnails, I do all the really boring uploading and data entering side of the business. Yes, the traveling part is really fun, but it is still my job, and there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that are really not, fun. They're just work. And it's hard to stay motivated sometimes because I'm the only person here. I don't show up at work and get to have fun laughing with my friends or, gossiping about that one coworker who's always complaining about her husband or whatever. I wake up, turn on my computer, and that's my office. And it is difficult to keep coming up with ideas, and watching other cruise and travel channels makes it even worse because we're kind of all making the same videos. How many videos are going online about the Star of the Seas right now? A lot. And it got to the point where, when I was still watching a lot of other cruise channels, I would sit here and scroll through the thumbnails and think, dang it, I was just gonna make a video about that. Or, dang it, I wanted to say that. And it would totally stifle my creativity because I just started realizing there's so little that I can do at the moment that's gonna be like different and set me apart from all the other videos out there because there are just so many other videos out there right now. Are you following me? Do you understand what I mean about this? And in a way, it makes me kind of sad because there are a lot of people out there that I enjoy watching and I enjoy keeping in touch with. But if I'm watching other people's cruise and travel content videos every day, it's not good for my motivation, which ultimately isn't good for my channel, which ultimately is not good for my bank account, and that's very, very bad. So on YouTube, I watch a lot of tennis videos. I do watch a lot of Disney World related videos, even though that is sort of in the travel genre, and even though I'm not really much of a Disney World fan anymore because of all the changes that have come and because of how high the prices have become. So like a lot of the people who watch my videos to cruise and travel through me vicariously, that's kind of why I watch Disney World videos right now. And there's one really important thing that I want to say before this video gets too long or is over, and that is I really want to say thank you to all of you out there for watching my videos, because as I mentioned, I know how many great videos there are out there, and the fact that 6,000 of you watch some of my videos, 10,000 of you, one little video I posted last week now has over 100,000 views. To me, that all equals a form of success that I really enjoy and that, yes, I profit from, and that profit rolls just back into the business of making new videos. When I was writing messages to Emma about this idea, she reminded me that people watch the individual channels a lot of times not necessarily because of what it is they're posting, but because they're interested also in the person's perspective or just the person's personality. So yeah, I know that a lot of you people who come back and watch these videos every week are watching because of me, and it's like a nice warm hug. And I really do wish I could come out and hug all of you for helping me keep this going. It brings me joy, and I have all of you to thank for that. Let me know how you feel about this like huge surge of cruise content travel channels on YouTube. Also, let me know what you think about how some appear and then all of a sudden in a half a year over 100,000 subscribers, and then others seem to hover between like 80 and 90,000 subscribers. Sometimes I think I get it, and sometimes it's just like an absolute mystery to me. Just a couple days ago, I uploaded the video of our cabin tour on the Star of the Seas. These balcony cabins are much nicer than the cabins on the Utopia. They have some really cool features, but there are also some things that I think, no, not a good idea. And in next week's travel vlog, I'm gonna be walking around Coco Cay, because on the day we were there, the Star of the Seas and the Utopia of the Seas were both in port. And so I took a deep dive around the island, went to almost every beach and many of the restaurants to just show you how crowded this island can become when there's like 10,000 plus cruisers there. If any of that sounds interesting to you, make sure you're subscribed and check back soon. Give this video a big fat thumbs up. I'm Morgan from the Very Unofficial Travel Guides. Thanks for being here today, and I look forward to seeing you back here soon. Bye-bye.